Thanks for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football, coming to you live from the fabulous World of Football Man Cave, located in the center of the football world, Kalamazoo, Michigan. The purpose of this podcast is to promote the game of football in all its many forms, past, present, and future. We hope to educate, inform, and entertain you with the glorious buffet that is the world of football, while also keeping a close eye on the rich history of the game. You can find the show after it's aired live on a multitude of podcasting platforms, as well as right here on YouTube along with past shows. If you want to connect with us, just find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads. Those links will be down in the episode description. Remember to comment, like, and share this video. If you have thoughts or comments during the show, drop them into the live chat and maybe you'll see your name on screen. If you have questions and they are deemed appropriate, they'll be answered at the end of the broadcast. So without further ado, let's kick off this week's show.
Hello again, everyone. This is episode number 431 for February 3rd, 2026. Happy Charles Follis Day, everybody. I'm your host, Randy Snow. We'll explain more about that later. On this week's show, the IFL Cup is bringing 4 new brawls to the American Dream Mall. The National Arena League puts up a paywall to watch their games. And Bill Belichick gets snubbed from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But I'm not here all by myself. Across the internet from me, in another part of Kalamazoo, is my son Adam.
Hello. I'm fighting a bit of a sore throat the last couple of days. I feel fine. I don't know. Maybe it's 431 podcast episodes catching up to me, Randy. Not to mention 75 episodes of just lying around.
Yeah, no, you're probably not adjusting to the heat wave that we're having right now. It's been like in the low 20s every day for like 3 or 4 days now.
In honor of our 20th anniversary, it cracked 20 degrees this week. Heck yeah. Way to go, Michigan.
Yeah. It's a nice little break. It's still pretty darn cold at night, but during the day, the heat of the day, it gets fairly warm. So that's nice. There's actually a little melting going on. You can see stuff dripping from the house, even though it's not above 32, which is freezing. You still get some melting in the mid 20s or so, and I'm glad to see that.
Yep. Hey, while you run this stuff down, I gotta do something really quick. Okay, so I'm gonna back out and leave it to you. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Not only do we have this weekly podcast, but we also make YouTube videos. We currently have over 760 videos on our YouTube channel, with the newest ones being our NFL picks video from last week, where we picked the conference. Actually, that was 2 weeks ago, the conference finals. We had episode number 6 of Inside the Arsenal, where we talked about mascots and more, I guess was the name of that episode. So we did.
That was a couple weeks ago as well. I mean, it's been a slow video week, which is fine by me. And we have Firebird fan in the chat. Go Firebirds. Fire chickens, more like it. Let's go 2026. Let's start. Let's start the rivalry. Let's go.
Way too soon to start the trash talk. Let's wait till we beat them. Then the trash talk will not stop.
Oh no, they're gonna clip this out and play it in Albany. Guys, we respect you. You're the undefeated champs. I don't want to start nothing again.
Hey, nobody stays undefeated forever. Now let's see. Well,
actually, hold on. Death, taxes, and the Michigan Arsenal. I'm just kidding.
Let's see. There was an episode of Just Lying Around, episode 75, where you did your 2025 award show. Finally, this will be your last one for a while. Anyway, now the season's over with. I don't know. Maybe something around draft time. Who knows? But
we'll see. With Kyle, you'll never know. Maybe he'll be so excited tonight during the Pro Bowl games that he'll want to hop on and talk about some Jared Goff performance, like Jared Goff just lighting it up during the Pro Bowl games. You never know with Kyle.
Maybe if Hutchinson breaks some piece of equipment that he's supposed to be breaks a blocking sled or something, whatever.
Hopefully it's something else and not breaks anything on him. Right. I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah, exactly. We do have some upcoming videos. We have our episode 432 next Tuesday. We've got our picks video coming up later this week, our Super Bowl edition. So we got one game to pick now. So that should be a fairly quick show.
Firebird DW already giving his pick a day early. You could have said that in tomorrow night. It's fine. We'll count it. Yeah. He's going with the Seahawks.
Yeah, are we doing that tomorrow night? I thought maybe we were going to wait till
Yep,
like
tomorrow
maybe
night,
Friday or so.
7:00,
All
everybody.
right. Okay. I'll be there. And let's see. And I guess that's about it. So
Well, then we have our nice long lengthy break, Randy. So this is our penultimate show for now. We're gonna go on a nice long break. When I say break, I just mean the weekly set schedule. But keep an eye out because I got some irons in the fire. I don't know what projects you're working on. I know Royce and I have been talking. We talked about doing some more logo rankings. Let's just say keep an eye out for those in the future.
Okay.
I'm still working on that with him. And definitely going to see some other people from the indoor and arena space maybe pop up on a few of those videos because yeah, I've been sliding into the DMs trying to get some people to join us. So
okay. Yeah,
and
we're taking a break from this show, but all our other shows are probably still going on. We'll still be doing Inside the Arsenal whenever we need to do that, and so we're not totally taking a break.
And Dale says hello all from it's snowing in Buffalo, New York. I'm sure it is snowing in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, they had to stop construction of your new stadium, I heard, because it was too snowy. They couldn't get any work done.
Man, maybe if they finish that roof first. Oh wait.
Can they do like an add-on, like a huge umbrella where they can just open it up? It comes up from the field and it just opens up and then it settles back down on top of the stadium.
Man, I don't know. I can't believe more stadiums don't implement the retractable roof. Like, Ford Field would be so awesome with a retractable. All these stadiums, if they had retractable roofs, guess what? You get the best of both worlds.
Yes. Yeah, I love Ford Field, but I do wish they had a retractable section of it, and I think it's something they could add to it. I mean, they can cut out part of the top and make another thing that's like Jerry's World, two sections that kind of slide back and forth and close it up.
I think if they did it right, maybe they could plan it out in a few years. Like maybe it doesn't open for 5 years, but they take 5 years and just slowly work on that roof, so it doesn't interrupt the Lions' regular season.
Right,
and then someday, God, it would be so cool.
It would be. I've never seen an outdoor Lions game in Detroit because the first year
in Detroit,
the first year of the Silver Dome in '75, when I went to my first Lions game indoors, and then they went right from there to Ford Field. So since '75, they've not played an outdoor home game in the state of Michigan.
We got one question here in the chat, Randy. Firebird DW asks, when will we be putting up our next Inside the Arsenal show? Weird coming from the enemy. He's trying to get inside information. As far as we know right now, we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. We're kind of waiting for George, Celeste, and Coach to hit us with some info, and we'll put something together. I know training camp is a month and a half away.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm sure the closer we get, we'll have some more shows. So just keep an eye out. I know Firebird DW, you got Firebird shows to worry about. I know Levac's over there at IHOP every other week doing a show. So, and Coach, I love listening to Damon Ware. I swear, like I'll check into their shows. I love listening to Damon Ware talk. I love Damon Ware. He's awesome. And Levac's all right too. And then I know the Firebird, the Nest guys are part of that Firebirds network now, which is pretty cool. They gave us a nice little shout out on one of their most recent shows. So shout out to them. And I know they already hit us up to try to do like a collab show at some point during the season when the Arsenal and Firebirds get together. So man, we got a lot coming in the future, guys. It's very exciting. A lot of stuff in the fire, buns in the oven, if you will.
Yeah, when they asked us to do the pregame show with them last year at the Arena Crown game.
Arena Crown, yeah.
We'd never met them. You probably watched their stuff, but I hadn't seen too much of what they'd done. So, I mean, they didn't know us. We didn't know them that well. And we got there and it worked. It worked real well. And, if they ask us to do something again, I'd be up for it.
Well, we had only met Adam like the week prior on the Fan Zone. We did that like roundtable show virtually first.
That's right. So, I forgot about that. But yeah, we did. But yeah, had never met in person, of course.
No, but no, Arena Crown was great.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 hours is a long time to be on camera.
Yep, and that's why this show only runs a third of that. And with that, let's get the show going, Randy. I know you're trying.
All right. So let's begin our weekly tour around the world of football, and we're going to start off this week in college football, which actually had 2 games played over the weekend. And the first game that was played was the East-West Shrine Bowl. I don't know when they changed the name to bowl instead of game. For years and years, it was the East-West Shrine Game. Now it's the East-West Shrine Bowl.
Are you sure,
I
Randy?
don't
Maybe
know.
it's that Mandela effect where, we all think it's been one thing for years, then all of a sudden it's like, no, it's always been Shrine Bowl. You just remember it wrong.
Yeah, could be. I don't know. But anyway, the West team defeated the East team by the score of 27-17. This was played at the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, which is a Dallas Cowboys facility that they run. I think they've had
Very
some
nice
other.
facility.
Yeah, it looks really nice, and
I think they do high school stuff there too, and
yeah, and maybe some lower college, lower level college playoff or championship games or whatever. You
I'll
hear
give Jerry
them
that.
every
He's
now
got
and then.
nice facilities, like those two facilities between the stadium. What's it called? AT&T Stadium, which is phenomenal. By the way,
right.
It is. If you
Yep.
get a chance, unbelievable venue.
Yeah.
And then I can only imagine what this lesser. I use that in air quotes because it's probably nicer than most
Yes.
Division 2 or 3 colleges can afford.
Absolutely. But this was the 101st East-West Shrine Bowl, and it was shown on NFL Network. I caught just a little bit of it. I didn't know that it was on. I didn't know what the network it was on, but I was flipping through channels that night. I think it was Saturday night, or no, I can't remember. But anyway, it was. I flipped to it just as they were talking about.
This is great radio and
Oh,
podcasting.
Jake Moody. They were talking
yeah.
about just as they were talking about Jake Moody because somebody had just kicked a field goal in the game, and they mentioned how Jake Moody, like 3 years ago, was the MVP of that game, and so that was pretty cool. So I texted his dad, and I don't know if he was watching. Yeah, he wasn't watching the game because he asked me what channel it was on. He said he was going to check some of it out. And he said they went to it as parents and said it was an awesome experience. Where it's in Mobile, Alabama, I think. No.
That's the Senior Bowl.
I'm getting the other bowl mixed up, but they did go to the game wherever it was played a couple of years ago, and he said it was an awesome experience.
And maybe someday that could be on our bucket list. Go to the East-West Shrine Bowl. Go to the Senior Bowl would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Randy, the world of football's trajectory is just going which way? It's going up. It's going up. We can do this.
Well, I got all the time in the world. You're the one that's got to work around your work schedule.
That's very true. We have Dave in the chat. Hello from Rochester, New York. We've been to
Dave.
Rochester. Nice little place.
Yes, we have. Yeah. Check out our video on that.
Great cemetery there. Randy made me go to. Did a YouTube video from there.
In the East-West Shrine Bowl, former Iowa quarterback Mark Gronowski was named the game's offensive MVP. Edge rusher Mason Rieger from Wisconsin was named the defensive MVP in the game. And like I said, I only caught a few minutes of this, so I wasn't able to watch a whole lot of it. But that facility looked gorgeous on TV. So it's Jerry Jones doesn't do anything halfway, and this place is awesome.
Hold on, can I connect some dots for you? You just said it takes place down in Arlington, Texas, and you forgot where it was. You kept saying Mobile, Alabama. Talk about how it's connected to Jerry's world, and we got lost.
No. Yeah, no, I'm back on track now. The
all right.
Where the East-West Shrine game was at the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas.
All right.
Now we're going to switch. Now we're going to switch to the Senior Bowl, which was played in Mobile, Alabama. The American team defeated the national team 17-9. This game featured Western Michigan University linebacker Nadeem Tucker, and I had to look up his name because you look how it's spelled, and I was going to say Nadami, but I looked up a YouTube video on him, and they had some actual game footage, and they were calling him Nadeem Tucker, who had 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble in the game. So congratulations to him. Hopefully he'll get picked up one of the top rounds by somebody. LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier was named the MVP of the game. Missouri edge rusher Zion Young was named defensive MVP of the game, and North Dakota State quarterback Cole Payton was named the offensive MVP. I guess they had like 3 or 4 quarterbacks they shuttled in and out, and this guy from North Dakota State played really well while he was in there, so he was named the offensive MVP. All right, so that's it for the 2 college games.
Well, can we quickly go back? Well, I don't have the graphic anymore for the East-West Shrine game, but we do have a comment. Brian Schumacher over on Facebook, or Shoemaker. All Texas high school games are played there in Arlington at the AT&T Stadium each year. They start Thursday and end Sunday. It's a pretty awesome event. So I just wanted to throw that in there because it was relevant to the previous topic. So
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All the high school final games are at Ford Field also, and you and I went to one at the Silverdome because they've been playing them at the Silverdome or at Ford Field for many years, and the school that you were going to actually made the or no, it was my school, Maple Valley, that made the playoffs that one year. So
lost 6-0. I remember that. What a game!
Yeah, in the championship game. Yeah, it was a long ride home after that.
Your alma mater, just goose egging.
All right. Another college news. Nebraska football coach Matt Rule has offered a scholarship to quarterback McKenna Cook to play women's flag football for the Huskers. She is a junior at Orange Lutheran High School in California, and this is the first offer of its kind from any Power 4 conference school. So there you go. I mean, they've been talking about this for the last year or so that, these girls are going to get offers to come play flag football, and this is the first one from a Power 4 conference that says, we want you to head up our team.
That's pretty cool. And I'm glad I found this graphic because it's got, a couple of interesting stats: 6,611 passing yards, 97 touchdown passes in 2024. Pretty crazy. I didn't know flag football would keep stats like that, but hey, kudos to them. Excited. I think it's a cool opportunity.
Oh, I'm sure they have all kinds of people that video all these things and make highlight reels for these girls to get a scholarship possibly, and it's going to be just like the boys from now on. So all the stats, all the highlights, they're going to be out there somewhere, and somebody's going to be able to say, oh, check out these highlights if you want to offer a scholarship to this kid. There you go.
All right.
Okay, so now we're going to turn to the NFL. 3 more head coaches have been hired. We're going to start with the Browns hiring Todd Monken as their head coach. He's not the one they promoted. No, I was somebody else.
No,
promoted.
He used to be with the Browns, though. He used to be a coordinator with them. Went to the Ravens. Now he's back with the Browns.
Okay, so good luck to him. Hey, Lancaster.
Yep, but I don't know. Interesting hire. The Browns. I don't know, man. I thought Stefanski was a solid head coach. Monken, nothing against him. I don't know what the Browns are trying to do. Is he a stopgap coach? Is he actually going to improve the team? Because we're going to have to wait and see. But the Browns are a mess.
Well, I think once he gets through finishing cleaning up that quarterback room, whatever he does, they'll probably get rid of him. And then the Cardinals have hired Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur as their head coach. That was kind of a surprise. I hadn't really heard his name being mentioned, but I haven't been really paying attention to all the possible hirings and coaches and whatnot.
Yeah.
And finally, the Raiders are set to hire Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak as their head coach, but they got to wait till after the Super Bowl because he's still working. So I think they're allowed to talk to these guys on the bye week, about these coaching positions. Up till now, they weren't able to talk to him at all, I don't think, while the playoffs were going on. But then during that bye week, now it's okay. So they talked to him last week, basically got a deal set, and they'll sign the paperwork after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, we had to wait. Remember when the Lions were trying to get Matt Patricia? We had to wait till after the Super Bowl to get him.
Oh, please! Please don't bring up bad memories like that.
I know, but it's the double-edged sword with hiring a coach that's with the team in the Super Bowl. Like, who was it last year? Kellen Moore was with the Eagles. Saints had to wait to get him. So the day after. So we'll find out next Monday. If it's official.
You're right. Yeah. Okay. In some other news, Bill Belichick was not selected for the class of 2026 for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It was his first year of eligibility. He was the only finalist in the coaching category, won 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots. And from what I'm hearing on the radio, listen to some of the talking heads there. They're thinking a lot of guys didn't like the whole Spygate thing that he was involved in. So that was why they didn't vote for him on the first round. And I don't know. It seems like a long time ago. I mean, you know he's going to get in the Hall of Fame eventually, whether it's next year or a year before. But they're making a big deal that he didn't get in on the first ballot. I don't know. But a bigger question to me is why is this sort of information leaking out now about who's in, who's not? We already heard that Eli Manning didn't get in, and before that, you heard nothing until they announced it on that show who was going to be, the NFL honors. And now that it's leaking all the time, oh, so and so didn't get in, or people are trying to tell you that they didn't get in, but they really don't know. But I guess this is the real thing. So why is this happening now? Why is this being allowed to be leaked? I mean, is that what the um, Pro Football Hall of Fame, and they put out that announcement about following the rules and this and that? Is that what they were talking about? That people are leaking this information when they shouldn't be?
I don't know. I think there's a lot there. I think the process of getting voted in is not archaic, but it's definitely, there's got to be a different process. Look, we know somebody who's a Hall of Fame voter. He spoke to us last year at the Western New York PFRA conference.
Yep.
And look, I don't know if this was a big conspiracy job, because both Belichick and Kraft not getting in, a little suspect. I think even if you were anti-Spygate or whatever, you take that Super Bowl out, and even if you thought it affected another Super Bowl, the Deflategate one or whatever, he still got more Super Bowls than most people. Like,
right.
He got more wins than most people. Like, I'm sorry, at the end of the day, he's got the resume of a first ballot Hall of Famer. I understand some of the reasoning where they're trying to get some of the older guys in, and maybe that's the problem with the system. I know that the Hall of Fame put out this statement, talking about, blah, 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 their process, whatever. And look, I always thought it was weird that they had, all these different categories and all these hoops, be like, people only get a certain amount of time, to be eligible. Like, if some of these senior guys, that, this is their last chance to get voted in, why is it their last chance?
Yeah,
they're that important.
There shouldn't be a limit on that.
There shouldn't be a limit. Yeah. No. So I don't know. I personally think they could tweak the system. I think Belichick should have gotten in, even with the Spygate crap. Like, it's like how many of the coaches back in the day, you always, talk about football history and like how, people used to cheat and then they changed the rules, and that's just how it would go. And they're considered some of the all-time greats. My favorite story is the guy who ran out of bounds, ran behind the bench, and came out the other side and scored a touchdown or something. I don't remember the full story, but stuff like that.
Yeah. I read the statement. I read the statement when it came out, and I didn't even know what they were talking about, because it's so vague that you got to read between the lines on this statement as to what they're really trying to say. And I don't know if I'm correct in what I'm assuming or not, because it's that vague.
And it's the amount of people now that have come out like thinking that the NFL does all this. No, it's 50 sports writers that get to pick the Hall of Fame, which also might be a problem. Yeah. I think there should be a little bit more to it. Maybe former players, maybe I don't know, a good mix of more stuff. I know there are some on that 50-person committee or whatever, but I do think that part has to change. Yeah. And a very odd thing happening right now in the live chat here, a man who I've only heard talk indoor in arena football chiming in, PR and damage control in the age of social media, says off the wall. Belichick's record with versus without Brady does the thinking. 249 and 75 with Brady, 88 and 111 without Brady. Kind of makes you think. At the end of the day, he won 6 Super Bowls. I don't care.
Yes.
Like, he has the resume. However many playoff wins. Yes, maybe it was because of Brady.
Sure.
I don't know.
Would Brady have won those games without Belichick as the coach? Who knows?
I mean, the fact that he turned around and won a Super Bowl in Tampa his first year there. Right. I mean, also
one Super Bowl. Maybe without Belichick, he would have had one Super Bowl in New England.
Maybe, but
who knows?
I don't know. I think that the process has just got to change. I can't say that enough.
Yeah, when that guy spoke to us that talked about the whole process, he made it sound like it was a real mess. Certain people had certain opinions, and you were not going to change their opinion on a certain player or whatever. And it just sounded totally wrong. But you know what? I would love to be somebody that speaks to that committee sometime in to try and convince them to elect somebody to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I've got a few
I don't know.
people I'd like to make an argument for. I'd love to do that. I'd like to get up there for 5-10 minutes, whatever they allow you to go up there and just talk about a particular player. And if I really believe in him, I would just love to do that.
I can't wait to hear your 5-minute speech on why Jason Hansen deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to start writing that right now.
But
because he does.
But it also leads because like the gentleman that spoke at the PFRA about the voting and how that all works behind the scenes and how, yes, there's some clicks or there's some persuasion that does sound like it happens behind the scenes. The rumor that went around about Bill Polian, former NFL GM, maybe pulling some strings and maybe trying to convince or bully more members into not voting for Belichick. I give that a little more credence now after what we heard. So
who knows?
And Brian in the chat. Hi, Brian. How you doing?
Hey. Okay, let's move on to another topic.
Sorry. I got a couple more comments real quick I want to throw up there.
Sure. Yep.
Dale says it's sort of like the Baseball Hall of Fame, how they pick the players. There's been a lot of mess in that happening too. Yeah, I think it should be a lot more simple. Like these Hall of Fames, I get it. I think they are such prestigious recognitions and accolades that there should be some sort of guidelines to not make, not every Joe Schmo should be able to get in the Hall of Fame. Like,
yes,
you know what? I there's got to be, because then then it becomes the Hall of, these are very good players, not the Hall of the greatest of all time. However they made an impact on the game, whether it's on the field, off the field, blah, blah, blah. There should be. So, like I said, just tweak it. I don't know how yet. Maybe that's a video for the future, but there's got to be a way to tweak it. And then Brian Shoemaker in the chat on Facebook. I can't imagine the sports writers and reporters cared for Belichick's style for delivering messages to the press. That was the other narrative. Is he treated the media really bad, so he shouldn't go in.
Yeah.
It is the Pro Football Hall of Fame, not the Pro Football or the Pro Ethical how I treat other people Hall of Fame. Like it's got to be about his body of work on the field or in the game. If he was a jerk to you off the field, and I know that's why they said they left some players off. Oh, this guy was a bit of a jerk, so we kept him out. Like, guys, okay, yeah, he's a jerk, but the dude was a stud on the field. Put him in. As much as I would hate it, it's be like the results. It's like saying, like, when people take away the Heisman, I saw him win it. I saw him do all these things. He deserves it. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of silly arguments for not to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, you're never going to convince me that Eric Kramer was not the greatest Lions quarterback in the 80s and 90s. I'm sorry. He was.
No. That's probably a podcast for another day.
All right. Speaking of the Lions, they came out with a list of who had the most attendance, and the Lions ranked 27th in attendance last year. You look at Dallas with 743,000, almost 744,000, and then where's Detroit? 27th at 516, 719. This basically, you can do this every year because the stadiums are only a certain size, and even if you sell out every game, you're only going to have a certain amount of attendance.
And the other factor, certain size stadiums, and the NFC had less home games than the AFC this year. Next year it'll be swapped because they only play 17 games. So for the most part, the NFC teams had 8 home games, depending on if they had a game taken for one of the international games, which we're going to talk about in a second. But I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. Look, Ford Field holds 65,000 people.
Yep.
And they practically sold out almost every game, and they're still 27th. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
I don't put much stock into this. Sorry.
Yeah. And they can pack a few thousand more in. They have standing room only, where you can stand at the top of the lower level and watch the game from certain areas. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think this is a big deal as far as who's got the most attendance. Who's got the biggest stadium? Well, Dallas. Okay, another story. Bills quarterback Josh Allen revealed that he played with a broken bone in his right foot since week 16 of the recently completed season. He recently had surgery on it, so I assume he'll be back 100% by training camp. I don't know. I haven't heard one way or the other, but
I'm sure.
if he was able to play on it for the last few games, I guess it wasn't that serious. I mean, broken bone is serious. If you got to have surgery on it, that's pretty serious. But it didn't stop him from playing. So I don't think, now that he's got it repaired, you shouldn't stop him next season.
Yeah.
So, let's see. According to Adam Schefter, the Seahawks will go up for sale after the Super Bowl. Yeah, you told me you were making a graphic. It's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah.
The team could sell for a record $7 to $8 billion.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you who the current owner is of the Seahawks.
I'm not sure. I've seen pictures of some lady. I'm 100% sure. But how crazy is it? It's like, okay, we're gonna sell this team. Oh, and we just won a championship, so that's gonna make it jump up another billy or two. Like, good Lord.
Oh, did I say 7? We just won a Super Bowl, so yeah, now it's $9 billion. if you want it with this shiny trophy, Harry.
Man, that would be I'd be so upset. Like, okay, I get you. Maybe you're gonna already sell the team, but then like, oh, we're about to win a Super Bowl. Do I really want to go through this sale? Like, I assume they would still get their Super Bowl ring, obviously. So I guess they come out in the end with $9 billion and the shiny Super Bowl ring to boot. So
yeah. Let's see. The projected NFL salary cap for 2026 will be somewhere between, they haven't said it totally yet, somewhere between $301.2 million and $305.7 million, which is up $279.2 million from 2025. And it's nearly $100 million more than in 2022 when the salary cap was $208.2 million. How long before we have a salary cap of $500 million? $500 million.
I'd say in the next 20 years. I think we're heading that way.
I'd say in the next 5 years.
Ooh, I don't know. 5 years is too close. I mean, it's slowly gone up.
I know, but they've got all these. They've got all these games around the world now. So and we're going to talk about that next. But yeah, they're just. It's never going to stop for the NFL. They can't. They don't know how to stop. And speaking of the international games, there are going to be 9 international games this coming season. There's going to be 3 in London, Madrid, Spain, Mexico City, Munich, Germany, and then 3 new locations. The first one is in Paris, France, and they've already announced that the New Orleans Saints are going to be the home team for that. I also saw that they're going to be playing the Browns. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but officially, I know that the Saints are the home team for that one, whoever they play. And then there's Rio. I'm assuming this is Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, but it just says Rio, Brazil. And then Melbourne, Australia. So, so they're going to Brazil, Australia, and France this year, which they'd never been to before. So, interesting. And I've heard that the Lions are going to be in one of these games also as a home team.
I assume the Lions are the Munich, Germany game.
That's what we thought last year.
That's what everybody's kind of leaning towards. So
because
we'll find out.
Connection to Germany. He speaks German. His mother's German.
Yeah. Dale in the chat. God, I hate these international games. I guess it will never stop. Why don't we have teams in all these cities? I'm an old school guy. What can I say? I think posting teams up there is maybe someday. At this point, I'm saying in the next 10 years, 15 years, we might get finally an international division. We'll have to wait and see. I wonder if the NFL is waiting for the International Arena League to see if they can figure this out. Otherwise, I'm going to say the NFL is going to play more international games than the International Arena League this year. Shots fired.
If the International Arena League can't make it work, how can we make it work? My gosh.
There you go. There we go, Randy. But it's going to having international teams will be really tough. But I think having these games as showcases makes sense.
Yes.
And that eventually we're going to get to the point where there'll be enough international cities that'll have multiple games where every NFL team will have their schedule set to play probably 1 or 2 every year. You have your 2 international games, then your typical even home and away, and then they're going to add the 18th game to either fit in the 2 international games or you get 1 and then you alternate home and away, like this year where it's 8 versus 9 home games for a team. So
okay.
So,
And then, of course, coming up this Sunday is Super Bowl 60 between the Patriots and the Seahawks, a rematch of Super Bowl 49, which the Patriots won 28-14. Have you seen the line on this game? I haven't actually seen the line for.
I don't care about a line. All I know is it's the
I know.
Seahawks by a billion.
I think that's pretty much the consensus of a lot of fans.
Look, all I'm looking forward to is the video of Guillermo from the Jimmy Kimmel Show interviewing the players at Super Bowl week this week. I already saw a clip of him giving Sam Darnold like a rum ham foam hat. And it was called the Ham for Sam or something like that. So I'm looking forward to that video. Otherwise, I feel like the Seahawks are just going to drub the Patriots, which probably means the Patriots are going to win. So.
Okay. All right. That's it for NFL talk this week, I guess. Should we queue up our man in Japan?
Yes. Let's do it. Guys, Greg's been with us all season, our man from Japan over on Gridiron Japan. And as I queue up his video, this is his 2025 season wrap up. And, we appreciate Greg, everything he's done this year.
Yep. Sure do.
He's got a lot of cool stuff coming from Gridiron Japan. I've seen a couple of videos he's talked about, other stuff happening in international football. So here's a video from our man in Japan, Greg St. James, and we will see you guys on the other side.
And now we're off across the Pacific, where our man in Japan, Greg St. James, has all the news from the land of the rising sun.
Hey guys, it's Greg St. James here from Gridiron Japan with our 2025 season wrap up. After the Rice Bowl, we had a little bit of a break with scores here in Japan. The reason is the football here in Japan. How shall I say? They don't play every weekend, so these are a lot of semi-pro. These are semi-pro teams across the board here. So for the 2025 season, for the lower tier, specifically X3, their season extended out here until the end of January. So I'm here with the final two scores of the 2025 season, which I'll start right off. And the first score we have is the Tri-Stars were 10-0 winners over the Osaka Prefectural Police. And then we had my team, the Okayama Standing Bears, were 32-6 winners over Club Islands. And that happened on the 24th of January to wrap up the 2025 season here. So, guys, that's it, man. I know it's I've been trying to do this every week, get you guys scores. So hopefully starting the scores will resume in May when the X League Premier starts. It's the X League it's going to be a spring and fall league. Specifically, the spring games are going to count towards final regular season standings come December when come November and December when the playoffs begin. So instead of a 6-game season, it's going to be in 2026 a 10-game season for the higher tier teams, the Panasonic Impulse or Fujitsu Frontiers. Now, how this affects the other leagues, the lower tier teams and leagues, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. And I know for a matter of fact, a lot of people within the X League don't know either. Had a conversation with somebody the other day who's deep in the X League. They don't know, but yeah. So when we find out, we'll let everybody over there in North America and the rest of the world know as to what's going on. But the next time we're going to see football here is May the 3rd, tentatively right now, from what I'm hearing, with kickoff in the Tokyo Dome for the 2026 season, and that's going to occur during a major holiday here in Japan. So it's kind of perfect timing with that. So with all that said, guys, hey, thanks again for letting me sit here in this chair over here in Japan and giving you guys the scores. And starting very soon, you're going to start hearing on our podcast, we're going to do stuff outside Japanese football. last week did a podcast with James Larson and Zach Kyleman talking UFL. The guys, both guys from Pro Football Newsroom. I sat down with them. Coming up here probably in a week, maybe next week or the week after, depending upon scheduling. Mike Tackett, my new co-host here for he's the co-host during basically the day shift because I record Gridiron Japan episodes both in the morning and the evenings here, depending upon who's available on what side of the world. And right now, all our co-hosts are spread out on about 3 different continents, including here in Asia, Europe, and North America. So, but Mike and I are going to hopefully sit down with Zach Kyleman again and talk of all things. The title of the episode is tentatively Man 26 X League Edition. So don't miss it. Hope to have a good chat with Mike and Zach because we've got some information to give to everybody who loves football, loves video games, who loves John Madden, loves playing college football on the PlayStation, the Xbox, and on PC. We've got like I said, it's Man 26 X League Edition. So we're going to be talking more about ways to mod your games there on the video game machine. So with all that said, guys, hey, thanks a lot for letting me sit down here, ramble, give you guys scores, and let you know what's going on here in Japan. And hopefully, Randy and Adam, you and I will at least hopefully be sitting down and doing kind of a crossover episode here in the off season. I know you guys are going to take some time off after the Super Bowl, but hopefully before our season here in May kicks off, the 3 of us can sit down and talk about the world of football. So, all right. On that note, guys, thank you very much for letting me be a part of the program, be a part of the team with you guys, and we'll be talking to you more later. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks to our man in Japan, Greg St. James, for that. Thanks again for the dedication this season. And we even got a few comments, Dad, in the chat about what Greg's got going on. Also announcements for the LFA Mexico. They will expand next in 2027, 4 teams. Next year, that will be 11. Also, we don't know if the Archangels are Pueblo are going to play this season. And then Viking Wax Press. What? Greg St. James branching out to the UFL? Love it. So
I love Greg's man cave. I had to put on my glasses. I had my face right in the screen trying to.
Oh, I saw you.
To check out. So
I saw you.
He's got so many
little green screen there.
So many great throwback pennants on the wall. I mean, old style Lions, and he had a black and red XFL from 2001 football sitting there, and he had a pennant from the Montreal Machine and the New Orleans Breakers or Boston Break. I forget what Breakers version from the USFL back in the 80s. He's got so much cool stuff. Every time I'm watching him, I'm looking at it, I see something different that I didn't see before. It's so cool. I don't know if he changes anything up, but there's always something new that I see when I watch that. That is so cool.
And yeah, Greg, we'll get together sometime. Just let us know. We'll figure it out. Randy's going to be on the radio apparently this week without me. So local radio.
Yep.
Good
local
for you,
radio.
Randy.
Going to be doing a little interview on Thursday. So, yep. Let's see. Let's move on to some CFL news. We talked about the NFL salary cap.
CFL. Hold on. CFL. I don't have that queued up. Where the heck is CFL in here?
Right underneath Greg St. James. On our rundown.
Well, shoot. Dang, you got a couple subjects here I did not know we were going to cover today. Go ahead, Randy.
Okay.
I have no graphics for any of this. So.
That's fine. We talked about the NFL salary cap. Well, what did I say? $301 to $305 million.
A lot of moolah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, the CFL also came out with their defined league revenue for last season. They made as a profit $10 million. The CFL did from last season.
Whoa.
The 3-year gains for their defined league revenue was over $31 million over 3 years. So that's about $10 million a year. Good for them. Their 2026 salary cap is going to be $6,280,514 per team, and that's an increase of over $218,000 from 2025. So good for them. Uh, we love the CFL, and I think that's part of the thing that I love about it is they're not a global conglomerate like the NFL. They are just they're I want to say a mom and pop organization that is just run right. They're run.
Well, hold on. Don't get ahead of yourself. They're getting rid of the 55-yard line and making some
Well,
dumb
that's
changes, so-
true. That I don't like. But I mean, up until now, they're not spending tons of money, but their product is so good. The product on the field, the games are great. They got a lot of superstars up there that most Americans don't even know about, but you should.
CFL
You should be
Plus
watching
is
the
probably
games.
the greatest streaming service for any of these
Yes.
professional football leagues.
Yep.
I will not even hesitate. I love CFL Plus.
Yes. But yeah, we've loved the CFL for many, many years, and it's just gotten better. And son of a gun, they better not do away with the 55-yard line, or I am going to be upset. There'll be a
They
video
are
about
getting
that.
rid
if
of
it
it. They are
happens.
getting rid of it. Remember, they're
they
shortening the field.
yeah, well, not this year, but supposedly the year after this. So they've got a year to change their mind, and they darn well better do it because that's an atrocious idea. It just makes no sense at all. And shortening the end zone, no, you leave that field alone. It's perfect the way it is. Totally Canadian. What was their phrase a few years ago? A radically Canadian, something like that. Yeah, let's keep that. Bring back radically Canadian, not pseudo American. You don't need that. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, back to the CFL here. Free agency begins February 10th. Games in the U.S. will once again be available exclusively on CBS Sportsnet. That's always a good thing. CFL regular season begins June 4th with a Thursday night game featuring the Montreal Alouettes at the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And one other story I've got from there, the Edmonton Elks release quarterback Trey Ford the other day. Did you see this?
I didn't see that. No.
They released Trey Ford, and then they came out with an article where somebody said, here's 3 possible landing spots for him. I think they said Toronto, Montreal, and Winnipeg. The next day, he signed with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. So could we maybe see Trey Ford playing in that season opening game for Hamilton?
No. Not as long as what's his name? He's thrown for like 5,000 yards the last 2 years, and I'm blanking on his name.
Bo Levi Mitchell?
Bo Levi Mitchell, yep. That turned my CFL brain back on. He's been awesome. Bo Levi's been great. If he's still healthy, ready to go, and as far as I know, he hasn't retired. So I assume he's your day one starter. Sorry, Trey Ford.
Yeah. Well, Trey is a great quarterback. We've seen him make some incredible plays. I think he just needed a change of venue, and if he can learn behind a veteran quarterback like Bo Levi Mitchell for a year or so, and then take over after that, good for him. Because I
think that's a good
spot.
spot.
The best for Trey Ford.
Yeah, I think that is a really good spot for him being behind Bo Levi. And I threw this comment up, Randy. If the new changes for the CFL helps get more people watching their league, they might get a 10th team, says Rookie in the chat.
They need a 10th team regardless. They need to keep it the way it is and add a 10th team. They've been dragging their feet on that for many years, and supposedly this new commissioner is all about getting that 10th team in there by 2030 or something like that. We'll see. Let's just get it done. I don't care where it is. You want to put it in Halifax or Moncton or I think Quebec City is another place. I don't care where it is. Just get it done. Come on. All right, let's move on to a little high school football story that hits kind of close to home here in Michigan. The Michigan High School Athletic Association has approved expanding NIL rules, allowing individual student athletes to earn through things like social media promotions, appearances, merchandise, and endorsements without pay-for-play collectives or school involvement. And this is all effective immediately. The goal is to give athletes opportunities while keeping competitive balance intact across the state. That sounds like a BS statement to me from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. I don't think this is right. I don't think high school kids need to be involved in NIL opportunities. It just gives them a sense of entitlement, and I don't care for that. But listen to the rest of this here. Student athletes can promote themselves through autograph signings. Yeah, I'm not paying for a high school kid's autograph. Social media endorsements and promotions, as well as advertising and other personal brand avenues. Wait till you get to college for that, kids. They cannot use school names or jerseys, and activities cannot take place on school grounds or during school events. Coaches are prohibited from conducting any NIL opportunities on behalf of student athletes. I think half of those rules are going to be broken in the first year.
Probably
And
not wrong.
how can a high school kid who's probably not even 18 years old start making money? Don't you have to be 18 to do that? I don't know. There's so
I don't
many
know.
questions, and I don't care for this.
I get it. And look, I'm partially there with you, but at the same time, one of my mottos in life is go make your money. Get it. Like to me, it's no different than a kid starting up a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel gets successful. You gather a following, and then you can make money off of that, whether it's super chats or you make enough to get the YouTube ad revenue.
Yeah.
Cool. You did the work. People want more of you. Get your money.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple as that. I get what you're saying about, a sense of entitlement and all that. And that's something that parents, especially in high school, have to manage with their kids. This is the learning. This is the new world we're in. And I'm not kidding. Like, I was never a star athlete, Randy. I scored 0 basketball points my freshman year of high school. I took 3 charges, though. Couldn't make any of those free throws. But, if I had some opportunity, sign a few autographs, make 20 or 40 bucks, go get myself a cheeseburger on my own without having to get mommy and daddy to flip the bill. Like, come on.
When I take a charge from a 200-pound opponent on the basketball court, I use Band-Aid brands because they don't stick to the hair on my arm.
See, Randy, it was all right there. There's some kid that could very well be a possibility. So, and you're not the only one. Dale in the chat says, "I'm with Randy. This is ridiculous. Wait till college at least." Look, I get it. I don't even like it in college. True, but
I don't even like it in college.
This is the world we're living in, where people, make your money. I get it,
I don't have to like it.
That's also true. You don't have to like it, but it's the world we live in, and you have to deal with it. And as long as people are doing it responsibly and following the rules, whatever. I got no. Until my kid's up and I have to deal with that, then I'll change my mind. We'll see. I'm not there yet.
I didn't write down when I made my notes here for this that Michigan is just the latest state to do this, and I forget how many other states have already done it. It's I want to say 10, 14 other states, probably more than that, but not every state has this NIL thing for high school athletes, but Michigan is just the latest one that is on board with this, and I just I don't get it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to AF1. The Michigan Arsenal head coach, Sean Liotta, who we've talked to many times, been on our show, was recently inducted into the Duquesne University Athletic Hall of Fame. I did not know that that's where he went to school or played football or whatever, but we are going to have to grill him about this extensively the next time we get him online. And you know how last time we were talking and I mentioned my cup that I had, the Boba Fett cup. Well, I got rid of that because that sent him off on a 10-minute tangent talking about the bounty hunters in Star Wars. So now
the greatest segment of all time.
Now I've got a Detroit Lions cup. So hopefully we'll have less distractions when we talk to Coach Liotta next time.
He'll want to talk about the new Masters of the Universe movie. Okay, I'm sure.
I know he will. Why don't you two guys get tickets together and go watch it, and then you can do a review together of it.
Hey, don't ruin future YouTube content, Randy. Adam and Coach go to the movie theater? Come on now.
Let's see, some IFL news. This really surprised me when this came out the other day. The IFL Cup tournament is going to take place in May, consisting of 4 teams at the American Dream Mall, where Arena Bowl 33 was held 2 years ago. It's going to take place between May 18th and May 24th, And the 4 teams involved are going to be the Vegas Nighthawks taking on the Orlando Pirates, and the Arizona Rattlers taking on the New Mexico Chupacabras. I think this is going to be an annual event for a while, but a lot of people laughed at the AFL when they held their championship game at the mall. When I heard that, I absolutely had to be there because I had to witness this thing. It was an awesome event. A lot of people were trashing it before, during, and afterwards. But I mean, it sounded ridiculous when you first brought it up, but I was there. It was so cool. It was a great place to finish the season. That first year of the AFL coming back was a terrible season, and that was the perfect venue to showcase. It was a great game too. So I have no problem with the IFL wanting to go there. I'm just a little surprised that from the backlash that the AFL got 2 years ago, that they decided to go there. But from what I understand, I think there are some people over there that might want to get a franchise in that area. I don't know if they would actually play at the Dream Mall every week, but they are interested in having an IFL team there. So maybe that's why they're doing this. But it sounds very interesting. If you're a fan, I say go. I say go to these 2 games because they're gonna have 2 games on the 18th and 2 games on the 24th. At like a kind of like a mini playoff weekend, and then the championship game and a consolation game. So both of these teams are going to, or all 4 of these teams are going to be playing twice. And it sounds pretty cool. It is a cool venue. Not a whole lot of seating. They had some temporary bleachers around the ice rink where they set everything up. So there's not a whole lot of seating, but there's like 3 stories. There's the 2 balconies above it that you can stand there and watch the game or whatever. But I say if you're the least bit interested, go. I had a blast when I went there. Yeah, watch our video on that. I'll show you the dessert case that I videoed that is right next to the field where the field's going to be. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, but I think it's a good thing, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Maybe, well, maybe not.
Look,
that's right. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Well, they were behind a paywall last year, but they're not. But there's another league that is, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So, yeah, maybe I'll be able to watch those games this year from the IFL.
So, if you guys, checked out, like Off the Wall had the coach of the Nighthawks on there the other day talking about this. Yes, supposedly an investor in the New Jersey area. This is a showcase for something like that, which is awesome. Good for them. Whether or not, like you said, they play in the mall remains to be seen. I think that this venue suits the IFL more than it did arena football. They had to kind of redo the nets. As much as I wish I could have been to that game, you said it was a real cool venue. I think it would be. I think they could put on a real cool show. If there's one thing the IFL can do, it is build upon what that 3.0 AFL did and make it better. And nobody should be upset about that. I think that it's a little weird to me, and it's just me, having an in-season tournament like this. Granted, I know
NBA does it.
I know the NBA does it. Multiple soccer leagues do it. It's a thing, and we just have never seen it in football. So it's like you when it's different and you're not used to it. You're like, I don't know if I like this. I think this is an interesting concept. Odd, but maybe it'll work. I think my initial reaction is yikes. I don't know if I like an in-season tournament because I think it's a little gimmicky and like, we're going to award a trophy in the middle of the season. I saw the Chupacabras posted a social media post about we're going to get our first trophy before we even make the playoffs. Like, I don't know.
I would like to see the Chupacabras in person.
It would be cool. And look, there's nothing against them. I think these will be great games. It'll great atmosphere, regardless of the attendance. I know the goal for the league isn't to have a big sellout crowd, and they're even braced for not having a sellout crowd. One of those games is a noon game on a Monday. Randy, do you know who's at a mall at noon on a Monday? Not a lot of people.
Lots of people, but not football fans.
Great grannies in track suits with their little hand weights doing laps around the food court. Yeah, it's like 80% of your demographic there.
And they've got a whole week's worth of activities, not just the 2 games, but they're going to have a kids camp or whatever, let them interact with the players, and they've got some other events. I don't have it all written down in front of me, but it's a whole week of activities, between the first game and the last game, and I think it should be pretty interesting. I drove there by myself last 2 years ago for the brawl at the mall, and it's a long drive from Michigan, but it was worth it. It was so much fun to be there and to see how everything went. And yeah, they had to really wedge those rebound nets uh, into that area. There wasn't a lot of room. They had to tilt them a little bit to get them in. But wow, it was an awesome event, and I'm so glad I went.
Yeah, I think this will be a fun event. I know there's a lot of back and forth between IFL fans and AFL fans. I see some stuff in the chat. I'm just trying to get my thoughts out before I let anybody in the chat just, persuade how I'm feeling. I know the chat's building up, so we'll get to that in a second. But I think it'll be really cool. It's more suited for the IFL style game, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I admittedly not crazy about an in-season tournament in football. I don't know. These other leagues, like the NBA Cup, I even like, what recognition down the line does an in-season champion going to get? I'm not going to remember that. Who got it this year? I can't even tell you who won the NBA Cup this year, Randy.
Yeah.
You know what matters is the team at the end of the year. Who wins the NBA Finals? That's what matters. I'm sorry. An in-season participation trophy, look, whatever. I'm behind it being a cool event, tournament style, but at the end, the trophy ain't going to mean squat to me. So what? Say, for example, the Arizona Rattlers win this IFL Cup. Okay, so they tote for the rest of the season. Oh, we're the IFL Cup champs. Come playoff time, you get, I'm not saying this will happen to the Rattlers, you get burned in the first round. Oh, how's that IFL Cup looking then? I don't know. That's just my initial gut reaction. I'm sure it'll be a fun event. I am not doubting that. And I think the IFL will put on a good show. Should we turn on some of the comments, Randy? I'm nervous now to look over at the chat and see what kind of stuff we got.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a great way for them to get their brand out there and get people to watch it, which
is the point.
Yes, that's the whole point.
And like when you did the Arena Bowl that year with the mall, that was like one of our biggest tweets ever. We got retweeted and posted in a Barstool Sports article because of what you took. You sent me a video. I quickly tweeted something for you because you were just walking around the mall like, wow, look at all this stuff. I tweeted that out, and then that thing got a lot of views, Randy, like probably more than anything we'll ever have ever. And so this will be a cool opportunity for them. I know a lot of people knock it. Oh, they're playing in a mall. Guys, mall, it's a huge complex with so much.
It's a hockey rink.
There's a hockey rink. They play sports there. And there's so much else, to do. Yes, the Annie Ann's Pretzels or whatever, Wetzel's Pretzels is right there that you had to get video of.
Awesome pastry rack. Oh my God, it was awesome.
So look, it'll be fun. It'll be unique, and I think this will be a cool event for fans. Oh, that's neat that this league did that. So, all right, Randy, let's turn to the chat and let's see what people have to say.
Oh boy, here we go.
Let's see. Arena Foot says the IFL reused the Arena Bowl 33 trophy for that logo. Not wrong. I'll give him that. Triple McGee says, or Triply McGee, crazy how IFL was joking about the AFL game in the mall, and now they are doing it. How much changes in 2 years where they're like, you know what? If we do it this way, it works for us. And that's all it is. That's like us stealing the turf tapes from Trey someday. We'll just take what Trey did and we'll do it our way. And we'll be like, I'm just kidding, Trey. We're not going to steal the turf tapes from him. Let's see. Slasher Scott, what up, man? It was a great time. He was also at the game with you. Love to watch the mental gymnastics of IFL fans at the moment. Sea-Dog says, I think part of the reason they're doing it is because Jared Weidman is the head of the business division, and he used to work for the Arena Football League. I'm sure that is a huge factor. Off the wall himself, Trey in the chat, I loved the brawl at the mall before. I love it now. Let's roll. It's just too bad they can't use that branding like brawl at the mall, but I hope people make t-shirts and wear them to that game. Triply McGee also says, kids skipping school along with my grannies in tracksuits will be at that noon game on Monday. Rookie says he's going to take time to call out of work on that Monday. And he said, Leonard says, hello from Silver Spring. What up, Leonard? Off the wall, the world of basketball would know the NBA Cup winner. Shaking my head. Well, it's a good thing we're not the world of basketball, Trey. So cheaper pretzels at the mall than an arena? I don't know, Randy. Can you give us firsthand acknowledgement of how cheap the pretzels are there?
I don't remember what I spent, and I don't care what I spent. I took a bunch back. I didn't get pretzels, but I got some of the pastries, and I took them
I'm
back to the
sure we
hotel room
got
that
some
night.
World of Football invoice
They were
somewhere that you
awesome.
tried to tax deduct all those pretzels you bought.
No, I don't think so.
Leonard says it depends on which arena you go to. Off the wall quotes, unique sport does unique thing with the sport, end quote. Kudos to them for stepping out and mixing it up. I'll give them that. It's different. And that's
Yep.
what the sport needs. I acknowledge that. And then let's see. Rookie says also they maybe want to test out some markets for future expansion. Quite possible. If there was a full-time team there at the American Dream Center, that'd be kind of a cool a thing. Maybe they'd rearrange some seating, do some different seating. A lot of cool things you could do there. Slasher says there is no reason a team couldn't work at the mall. The sponsors are built in. Yeah, we'll see if that's the possibility. It'd be really cool if that's how they end up going. So we'll see. I think we'll have to wait and see with the IFL Cup. As we say, well, I say a lot, Dad, the IFL is the gold standard in indoor/arena football right now. As much as I love AF1, I'm going to admit that the IFL is doing it right, and they're taking a lot of chances. So we'll wait. We'll see. We'll check the games out when they happen. And I can't wait to talk about it when those games roll around. And to have all you people come back and give your thoughts. Did it work for you? Did it not work for you? Time will tell.
Yeah. If you actually go to this indoor cup series, either one or both games, we're going to want to hear about it. So let us know what your experience was like, because I had a great time there. It was a great mall, a lot of cool things to see. The venue, it was just so cool. So yeah, I want to know what other people think once you actually go there, because I didn't know what to expect. I just said they're going to play in a mall. Well, I've got to see this. So I drove from Michigan to New Jersey to see this thing. I was not disappointed. Okay,
all right, what are we moving on to next? Okay, one last comment. Arena Foot says you're going to get press coverage in different places just because it is in the mall, like Arena Bowl 33 did.
Exactly.
Also, the natural lighting is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't think of an indoor football league that has played a game where they had natural lighting like that. I know arena football has. There's a difference. I don't know if any indoor style game has ever had a game with natural lighting. I know the arena style has had the outdoor game in Spokane and Arena Bowl 33. Is this the first ever indoor football game, Randy, to have natural light? I don't know. But pretty cool.
I would imagine.
You were at that game real quick.
Know.
Let me ask you, how was it having the natural light for a game for a change?
It was great. It was great.
So I think it'll be awesome. That noon game will get a lot of sunlight directly above, the noon sun there. For who is it? I think Arizona and the Chupacabras are the noon game. I'm not sure, but all right. What's next, Randy? Because we are running long, and I have to use the facilities real quick. So if you could take the next subject, I can get you set up, and I will be right back. What's the next subject?
The Arena League and their Monroe, Louisiana team.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, I got you set up. You're going to talk about it for a couple of minutes while I go and come back.
Yes,
All
I
right.
can do that. I won't be taking any
chat.
I won't be taking any
Take
questions
any
from the
chats.
chat. No.
Okay. Well, this.
Well,
will be
maybe. What do I do?
can't wait
Just click on a person's name?
I can't wait. Yeah, you can. So good
Oh.
luck, Randy. I will be right back.
Man, we're gonna have to make these shows shorter for somebody with a small bladder like him. Let's see. The Arena League's team in Monroe, Louisiana, finally has their name and logo announced. They are, as you can see in the picture there, the Monroe Greenheads. This is a duck wearing a bandana, much like the Duck Commander, because I guess it's from that same area, Monroe, Louisiana. They're big into Air Force bases and duck hunting. So this is a perfect team name for this team. I love this logo. There are several different logos. I don't know if Adam's got the other logos queued up or not, but they got several versions of this, and they're all pretty cool. And these are all from Foozer Sports Design. So once again, they've come up with another great design for a team. Looking forward to seeing this team play. Yeah, they had another design where they had like a V shaped with ducks flying in a V formation and whatnot. So this is just awesome. I like the color scheme. You've got your light green and dark green. You got the orange. The football's on there. I mean, it's it's just so good. We've talked about this before. This Foozer Sports Design. They've been doing not it's not just the Arena League, but I think they've done some other leagues too. But just everything that we've seen come from them is really really nice, and it's just a great design. So now all of the teams from the Arena League, they had 3 expansion teams this year. You had the Memphis Hound Dogs last week, I think, and before that, I forget what the other team was, but uh, yeah, I can't remember what the third team was. But now everybody has a logo, so they came out with the revised schedule for the season with all of the logos and team names on the uh, on the schedule. So they are set for their season, and it's pretty cool. I really like this logo. When Adam gets back, he'll bring out some of the comments from the from the peanut gallery, and we'll see what everybody else thinks. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, he must be back because
Oh
there's
my
all the
gosh.
other there's the all the
Oh,
other. I was talking about all the other alternate
oh,
logos.
I didn't take my earphone out, so I heard you making fun of me and my small bladder. I don't have a small bladder, by the way. Okay. First off. Second off, the Nebraska Siege was the other team you're talking about. I see the chat now.
Yeah,
Don't worry, guys. We'll catch you all up. Fantastic logo. Let me catch up my thoughts. Fantastic logo, great branding, connected to the Duck Dynasty show. I know they had with the bandana. I've never watched it, but the guy's got the bandana. I love what Foozer Sports Designs has been doing. You already mentioned it.
Yep.
Fantastic stuff. They've done some like baseball logos and stuff. And they've done the Hound Dogs last week, as you mentioned, the Siege.
Yep.
They're really good.
Everything's
I
good.
dig it.
Everything's really good.
Yep. And let's see, Randy. Let's throw up some chats real quick, shall we? Let's see. The Greenheads. Arena Foot says he was there Thursday. I did see him on around the indoor football world on Saturday, talking about going to that event. Viking Wax Press loves the Greenheads branding. Let's see. Hashtag Duck Pack. Dale says, what a funny name. I never thought I'd hear a sports team with Greenheads as their nickname. That's the cool thing about the Arena League. I'll give them that. They could easily have gone with the Ducks or the Mallards. Greenheads is so unique. It's different. And then on top of it, such a cool, unique logo. Fantastic. I can't wait to do this league with Royce and talk about the Arena League and all the different logos. Let's see. Also, Arena Foot, thousands of fans with duck calls blowing them after every touchdown. Oh, that's going to be, it's going to be so unique.
I had not thought of that. I had not even thought of that. Thunder sticks,
Randy, and get out the duck calls because that's what's going to happen.
That could be very annoying. Very annoying.
Viking Wax Press also says the best part about the Arena League branding is how unique each team is. No Wildcats or Kings or Warriors. Thank goodness. Yeah. He's right there.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's see. Tripoli McGee says, reminds me of the movie Howard the Duck. I could see that a little bit. Reminds me of Plucky Duck. You remember watching Tiny Toons with me, Randy?
Yes, I think so.
Plucky Duck. Yep, the green duck from Tiny Toons. There's a reference I'm sure nobody thought they'd hear today. Birds flying in the V victory formation. Their partnership with Duck Commander, not the owners. Okay. So a nice partnership regardless. Still pretty cool. Slasher, for a league that does such great team branding, the league name itself is misleading and uninspired. Fair point.
True. I agree with that. I do agree
Rookie
with that.
says the Donald Ducks. All right, Randy, I know we're running long. What's the next story? Uh-oh. Is it Randy's turn to crap out on me? Or am I crapping out?
Paywall, and no word yet on the cost for this thing. So, and you said that you saw something about how they're going to change their playoffs. I didn't see that anywhere, but you evidently knew about that.
Okay, so apparently, Randy, you disappeared for a couple minutes, so you might want to
Okay.
start over. Arena Foot says you were the one that was gone,
Oh,
so
okay.
let's just start over.
Okay. All right. National Arena League has created the NAL network to broadcast their games, and those games are going to be behind a paywall. No word on what this is going to cost yet for people to sign up for it.
It's $30 a year.
Is it $30 a year? Well, that's about what the IFL did last year, but boy, the IFL really took a beating from people not liking the fact that their games were behind a paywall. So I'm surprised that the NAL is doing this. But whatever. You said that you
I do have a graphic that but I think it's as much as I hate it, they have to bump up their quality of stream. Otherwise, it's not even worth it. At least the IFL network had a standard across the board of good broadcast quality games, great graphics, all that. I ain't putting any sort of money behind a league that was on YouTube that put up subpar product. And don't get me wrong, I like a lot of this what's going on with the NAL. I think the NAL has been trending upwards this offseason. Then this news comes about a $30 paywall, and it really kind of turned me off a little bit. However, with the caveat that I get it. You're a league that's trying to make revenue and maybe even going the same route of what the IFL did last year. Yeah, you start off with this $30 paywall network thing, and then that launches you into a broadcast deal like the IFL's got. Maybe that's the game plan. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know yet. Initial gut reaction is yuck and yikes. But I can be proven wrong. I have subscribed to the app. I am not paying for anything yet. But the network or whatever I've signed up for just to give it a look-see, and we'll see if something changes before the season starts off, because I would like to keep track more of the NAL. I got nothing against the NAL. It's just, I don't know. You're asking me to plop down $30 when I can go buy me another mini helmet. Like,
with a kid on the way, you don't need to be spending $30 to watch football.
That's another custom Lions onesie I could buy, Randy, instead of the NAL network.
There you go. Well, I already gave you 2 of them, so you should be set there
and
for a while.
And I want to give a shout out to the Inside the Walls podcast, the official podcast of the NAL. They dropped this graphic of their new playoff format going into the season. It's previous years, it's been 4 teams make the playoffs, all that. And this one, upcoming season, they're going to have 6 teams. You know, it's a 9-team league. They're going to have a 6-team playoff. Obviously, kind of like what the AF1 was originally going to do before they changed it to 4 teams this past year. But first round will be June 5th to the 7th. Number 6 will take on number 3, and number 5 will take on number 4, with the first or the top 2 seeds getting buys, playing the next weekend, June 12th through 14th. And obviously, highest seed will play number 2, lowest remaining seed will play number 1, which is how it should be. And then the NAL championship game is scheduled for June 20th, which is actually my baby's due date, Randy. For the 2026 National Arena League Championship game.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's keep going here. The European League of Football is planning to play in 2026. A schedule will be released by the end of February, they say. No word on how many teams will be there, as many of those teams supposedly have jumped to the new European Football Alliance. I can't tell you who's in what league, because they both claim that these teams belong to them, and I really don't know. You're just gonna have to wait and see. But the European League of Football's website still shows all 16 of their teams from last season as being participants this year. So we'll just have to wait and see again who winds up in what league, and how many each is going to have. But
yeah, what a mess.
Yeah,
what a mess this European football situation has been. I'm trying to find it right now as we speak. I saw a great graphic, Randy, of I'm sure you've seen the meme with the 3 dragon heads on it.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I can't find it right now. I'm trying to scroll and find it. But anyway, it's the 3 dragon heads with 2 looking serious and 1 looking goofy as heck.
Right.
And it's Australia. What is it? It's Japanese football, LFA football, and then it's European football being the derpy looking one. So get your poop in a group there, Europe.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. We're going to be moving on to, we're finally out to today's birthdays and anniversaries. So that means we're coming close to the end here, folks. So stick with us just a little bit longer. Birthdays and anniversaries for February 3rd. Our first birthday is quarterback Fran Tarkenton, turns 86 today. Are you paying attention, Royce? Played his college football at Georgia, selected in the third round of the 1961 NFL draft by the Minnesota Vikings. Also selected in the fifth round of the 1961 AFL draft by the Boston Patriots. Played 18 NFL seasons. He was with the Vikings from 61 to 66. He went to the Giants from 67 to 71, and then he returned to the Vikings from 72 to 78 and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1986. I love to tell the story. He hosted Saturday Night Live on January 29th, 1977. Please go to YouTube. Please go find that episode and see some of the stuff that Fran Tarkenton did on Saturday Night Live. This is what their second season, maybe second or third season ever. It was just hysterical. He did some football sketches. He did some other stuff, and it's just you've got to go see that. If you are a Vikings fan and a Tarkenton fan, you need to go see that. It's great go I'm sure Royce has already seen that episode. Probably watched it live like I did back in the 70s, and go find it on YouTube or whatever. Let's see, another birthday today. Quarterback Bob Greasy turns 81 years old today. He played his college football at Purdue. He was the fourth overall pick in the 1967 NFL draft by the Miami Dolphins. He played 14 NFL seasons, all with the Dolphins from 63 to 1980. Won back-to-back Super Bowls. That would be Super Bowls 7 and 8, including that undefeated season in 1982. Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 1990. He was the first quarterback to actually wear glasses while he played, and that's why I picked out this picture here. It was so weird to see him, even on TV, you could see the glasses on him, and it was, you don't see too many people wearing glasses anymore, especially a quarterback. But he did. And
mainly just kickers with those big old goggles on.
Yeah. Yep. Or who's the running back? I can't think of his name now, but he wore goggles too as a running back.
Eric. Was it
Eric Dickerson? Yes.
Yeah, it was
Eric Dickerson. Yep. And finally, birthdays today. Halfback Charles Follis, born on this date in 1879, died of pneumonia in 1910 at the age of 31. The first African-American pro football player with the Shelby, Ohio Blues in 1904. He was known as the Black Cyclone from Worcester. I visited his grave in Worcester, Ohio, and it's just an awesome story. In 2018, the state of Ohio began celebrating today, February 3rd, as Charles Follis Day in the state. They have, I went to the high school there in Worcester, and they've got a big display about him, and just the whole town is really into his heritage. There's a Charles Follis Street and several landmarks, where his original high school field was at or whatever. Just incredible story. Look up some on Charles Follis. I wrote an article about him when I visited his grave, so you can go to our website, go to my articles, and you'll find an article about Charles Follis in there. So that's it for the birthdays today.
Couple things in the chat.
Okay.
Royce did say he did see it, Randy, and he saw it.
Of course.
He also says the undefeated season was 72, not 82. I'm sure it was
Did I say 82? I've read 72, but sorry.
I take great pride when somebody else corrects Randy, not just me. So.
Quit ganging up on me. I'm doing my best. It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has.
Okay. So we do have 2 obituaries today. This is where we take a moment and honor those who've made the world of football a better place. The first obituary is that of Clendon Thomas, a defensive back in the NFL for 11 seasons. He's passed away at the age of 90. Thomas played Oklahoma and won back-to-back national championships with the Sooners in 1955 and 1956. He was selected in the second round of the 1958 NFL draft with the Los Angeles Rams. He played for the Rams from 1958 to 1961, as well as the Pittsburgh Steelers from 1962 to 1968. Thomas was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2011.
All right, and our next and last obituary this week is that of Scott Laidlaw. A running back in the NFL for 6 seasons, has passed away at the age of 72. Laidlaw played college football at Stanford and was selected in the 14th round of the 1975 NFL draft by the Dallas Cowboys. He played for the Cowboys from 1975 to 1979 and won Super Bowl 12 with the team. He finished his playing career with the New York Giants in 1980.
I do remember that name, Scott Laidlaw. You know, anybody that watched the Cowboys back then before they turned into the evil empire remembers the name Scott Laidlaw. Okay, so upcoming events calendar. This week, you got a whole bunch of Pro Bowl games going on, and I won't be watching any of it. I don't know anybody.
My wife wants to watch tonight, by the way. She likes the Pro Bowl games, so I might actually.
Is Anzalone in it?
He's not, but she just thinks it's fun. Randy, let her have it.
All right. She can do that. And then this Sunday, February 8th, the Super Bowl 60 is going to take place in Santa Clara, California, between the Seahawks and the Patriots. And next Tuesday, a week from today, the 10th, is going to be our last show for a while. We're going to wrap up the Super Bowl. We're going to wrap up our picks video, how everybody did this year, and going to wrap up a lot of things. A lot of news this week came out of nowhere. You know, the IFL news, the AF1 news, and all this other stuff that came out of nowhere. I was surprised we had so much. And,
I know we were talking about, like, we might need to have people submit questions to fill the show out. And lo and behold, all these stories just kind of fell out of the sky this week.
Yeah,
so.
An hour and a half later, we're finally done. So
yeah, no kidding. Well, thanks to everybody who participated in the live chat today. I hate to try to rush our way out, but yeah, we're pushing an hour and a half. My wife is waiting for dinner, so we're gonna go do that. My dog got excited when I came upstairs. And the fact that I had to run by him to come back downstairs.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more tomorrow night, guys. I'm sure we're going to need to pad out some time during our Super Bowl picks video tomorrow night, 7:00 right here on YouTube. So yeah. And yeah, we didn't even touch on the Bayou Bucks announcement. Some team, we'll see what league they end up playing in. Yeah. So there's a lot happened this past week in World of Football.
All right. Well, that's all the time we got for this week, folks. Don't forget to check out the World of Football merchandise at teepublic.com. That's teepublic.com for the latest in football-related T-shirts, hats, mugs, and more from our merch store. And remember, folks, some people may love football more than we do, but nobody, and I mean nobody, loves more football than the two of us guys sitting here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, whether it's cold and snowy or hot and sunny, talking about football. Join us again next week when we'll try and do a better job. Yeah, right. Until then, I'm Randy Snow.
And I'm Adam Snow.
And we'll see you all again next week.
Thanks again for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football. New episodes of the show are posted every Tuesday and can be found wherever good podcasts are available. You can find the World of Football on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads by searching for TWOF Kalamazoo or using the links in the episode description below. Be sure to subscribe to the World of Football on YouTube for more great football-related content. Just search for the World of Football Kalamazoo or use the handle @TheWorldOfFootball to find us. Remember, every like, comment, and subscription really does help us out, and we appreciate you for that support. We hope to see you again next time.